It's 8 o'clock. We're going to try to do this for like maybe 30, 40, 45 minutes. Like I said in the very beginning of this is going to be kind of a shorter stream, only because this is kind of like some stuff that I just kind of started today, and then maybe we can add on to it, so it's not really starting from scratch. If you're tuned in via Facebook, like I said, I can't answer questions until probably the very end of the stream. But if you can't stick around for the stream, the video will be saved, and then I'll upload it on my Facebook as well as my YouTube channel. And then if you're tuned in via Insta Story, I'll try to answer questions at the very end. Maybe I can save the video from that as well. But yeah, here we are again, Facebook live stream. And then let's just go ahead and get into it. Like I said, this is like some stuff that I kind of started earlier today. I was just kind of messing around, and then kind of got the skeleton of everything, and then we'll see if we can add on stuff to this. I don't know if I'm going to add too much onto this already, but yeah, I think I wanted to say some other stuff, but well, if I can remember, we'll just go ahead and get into it. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Let me know if the audio is okay. If it's not, if you want me to turn it up or turn it down. I know probably through Insta Story it might be a little distorted, but maybe on Facebook it sounds a little bit better. But here's basically the sample. I have it all chopped up here on Ableton, and I'm using Push. I actually used Machine for some part of it, just as the controller. But yeah, it's just like your standard kind of old soul sample. Okay, let's just go ahead and get into it. So basically, here's the chop. It's a pretty simple chop, if I can remember it. Basically goes on. So that's what we have here. And this is actually looping like a 12-bar loop. It's not an 8-bar loop. It's like a 12-bar loop. So it's a little bit different. And then from there, I worked on drums. And the drums are like extremely simple as well. Let's go ahead. I think I just went. Let's play it with the sample. Let's just move this over. It's like a really simple drumming. I think I just added some small stuff to it. Yeah. So here's the drums behind the cymbals. Oops. I think I might add like tambourine or a triangle, like very, like underneath everything. It's like very subtle, so you can't really hear it too closely. I might add that, and then from there I just created like a simple bass line, and I played the bass via the keyboard over here. Is this connected? Sure is, but it is only coming out of... You have these like old mixers and the pots are all like dirty and everything. So let's play it and we'll play the bass line along with it. Yeah, super simple. And then I have some other vocal kind of stabs. Sorry, the power surge protector like messed up. Okay, sorry. I have some vocal stabs here. Yeah. So that's just kind of like where I stopped from there. As far as what the sample is, I kind of don't want to play the original sample, only because we'll probably get flagged for it if I upload it on YouTube. But let's go ahead and try to record maybe the triangle and just see kind of how that sounds. It might not. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But here's all this crap. You're probably just hearing all these noises. What does he have in there? It's like Carrot Top. Where the hell is that thing? Hold on, guys. Sorry. Is it not in here? Great. That's not good. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to turn down the mic for this, and you might not want to hear this because it's gonna be kind of loud when I'm recording this. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Let's turn this off. And I have to turn off the fan real quick, which sucks because it's freaking hot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this down. Let's turn this down. Turn this down. Test 1 2. Yikes! Sorry guys, if you're listening to this on headphones. Let me just turn it down here. Maybe I'll do something simple like that. All right, let's record it real quick because it's friggin' hot in here. Ugh. Let me record the tambourine while I'm at it. We're going with the black one. Okay. This thing's so sensitive. Turn it down. This sounds playing in a different way. Oh shit. Did it record that one too? I don't understand why it does that. Sorry, I have to re-record it. Played it two different ways there. Let's turn up the mic again so you can hear my beautiful voice. Let's turn on this frickin' fan. Full blast. Sorry, you're gonna have to hear that fan. Okay. I also recorded some other stuff here as well. Let's just put that stuff in here. So, like what we just recorded was the triangle. Although it was pretty like loud in the beginning, we just kind of softened it up with just some simple EQing. I didn't want it to be like overpowering. These are just like really subtle nuances to the track. Even with the tambourine, we played it. You can hear it when we were playing it live, but then we just kind of subtly put it in the mix, so it doesn't really. You can kind of hear it, but it's not really like overpowering. And then this stuff is just like some synths. It's two different synths that I played. Just voice synths. And I grouped them together, and one has just like panning back and forth and the other one doesn't. I think this one has panning. Maybe it needs like more harder panning. Something like that. So same thing with those synths. Um, they're kind of like more just kind of in the background. It's not so overpowering. I just kind of mix as I go. I was thinking about like adding like a glockenspiel synth over this. I kind of don't like the one on the keyboard here. I actually do have a glockenspiel, but I'm kind of lazy like setting it up. But the one on Reason, it works fine. So let's go ahead and try to find that on Reason. The Glockenspiel. I think it's this one. Is this connected? That is not what I wanted. Let's see. I mean, the sample already has a glockenspiel, but I just kind of wanted to play stuff over top of it, just to kind of like, I don't know, make it a little bit different. I mean, it's already, the sample's already like pretty dope, but just to add on to it. And this, if this is going on like a beat or something, I don't think it would be like the main part of the song anyway. It honestly. Let's try some Yaz flute. Yaz flute. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that either. It sounds okay, but I don't think it sounds like great. I think ultimately you just need somebody like singing over this, or maybe like effects or something like that. I think I have Effectrix on Yeah, I don't know what else to do with that, honestly. I think I just have to map everything out and then just figure it out. I might want some like drum fills in certain parts, but it's a pretty, like, when it comes to chopping soul samples, I keep it pretty simple. I mean, the chops might be a little bit crazy at times, but I keep the drums fairly simple, and I keep, you know, like, especially something like this, I feel like it should just be a pretty simple, like, kind of beat. It's like De La Soul, the grind date kind of material, I think. That's what it sounds like to me. Not the actual song, but like that would be on that album. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm going to leave off for this particular beat. I'll open up something else that I kind of worked on earlier too. I wasn't really like super feeling this one, but then I'll play it anyway. I don't know where I'm going with that one, honestly. Maybe we can just start something real quick. I think I downloaded some sample stuff here. What sucks is I don't want to like play the samples, only because it would kind of suck to be flagged for like. I'm just gonna kind of go through rooms just so. Alright, I already know. That one. I just need to hear like 2 seconds of it. That one. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this in live. We'll see if we can do this really quick. We probably won't even finish this one, honestly. I can already tell from the sample that I might need more time with it. Just by hearing like 2 seconds of it. Oh gosh, fuck. I already know. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this one. Shit. It's a long-ass song, too. We're just going to create something here. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But just hearing the vocal samples on that already, I'm gonna pitch this down a little bit just so. just listening to this, I can already tell like I need more time with it. Doing this in like 15 minutes is going to be, it would just be impossible. Let me just do this real quick. This one is amazing. I'm gonna warp it a little bit longer. Let's do this a little bit more. A lot of like slapping in there. Back. Okay, I'm just gonna try to record something real quick, and then we'll try to put some drums to it, and then we'll call it a day. Nothing more than that. I might come back to this. I think I need more time with this one. I can already tell. There's like a lot of the track is pretty long. First off, I'm only chopping like a third of it. And then I just basically auto-chopped it, so I kind of want to go in and fine-tune all the chops. But then if I chop the whole thing, I think I'll have more to work with, especially the parts that I actually do want. And I want to listen to the song off the camera. try to record something real quick. Alright, sorry, I just can't get into this one right now. It's not that I don't want to, it's just, I know my chops, I want them pretty precise on that one. And if we sat down here and did all the chops for these, it would take fucking forever. Honestly, it would take like 2 hours just to get the chops the way I want them. Let's go ahead and go back to that first beat that what we were working on, basically. And then just play it out, and then kind of just wrap it up. Oops, that's not it. Yeah, let's go ahead and just play it out. Alright, just to recap, we started with a sample, which was this. And we added drums. The bass line. More drums. Percussion. And then the synths on top of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I still have to like map everything out, and I might have like a breakdown or something like that. Mental breakdown. It has nothing to do with the beat. No, I'm just joking. I might have like a little bridge or something like that towards the ending part of that beat. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Like I said, I wanted to cut this one a little bit short only because I kind of mapped out the beginning already for this beat, and then it's just like way too hot to sit here with headphones on that cover your ears. It's basically wearing earmuffs. I'm wearing earmuffs right now, and it's like 90 degrees. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll save the video on Facebook. I'll try to save it on the Insta story. If you guys have any questions, right now is the time for me to answer them. Let me just go ahead and turn around and read the questions. No questions. Let me see if I can bring this a little bit closer to me here so I can do this. Actually, you know what? Never mind, that's not gonna work. Just realized that won't work. Test 1 2. Testing 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Testing 1 2. All right, we're on a different microphone now. Let's see. Okay, these aren't questions. What's the sample of? I can't really say. Sorry. List of favorite producers, past and present. Who inspired you and how did you get into making music? That's by Mike Benavides. Mike, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I grew up in like the mid 90s. Like I was a teenager in like the mid 90s, and once I got into DJing and producing kind of around the same time. Of course, Dilla, Pete Rock, the staple producers. I also liked Spinna later, and DJ Khalil is a big influence. High Tech is a big influence. Eric Sermon, I think he's really underrated. He was a big influence on me as well. Of course, like West Coast producers like Dr. Dre. Not just as a producer, but as an engineer and, just as a business mogul. Current producers, I like, if I could say some underrated producers, I think Theory Has It is a very underrated producer. If you haven't checked out his beats, he's a beast on some beats. Who else? I want to say some underrated people. Fuck, man, I don't know. I'm just brain farting. Of course, I like Tall Black Guy and a whole bunch of, like Hazel and a whole bunch of other people. I don't know. Brendan McDougall, he says, Aloha. What's your core gear list? My core gear list is basically computer. I have a computer I built here, which runs Mac and PC or Windows, and then I have a laptop as well. But it's basically running Ableton. I also use Logic for the sounds and Reason for the sounds, and one other. Fuck, I forgot. But I'm using Ableton basically as the main thing, and then I have the gear right here. This is me pointing to it. The push, Ableton push, and I was using the Machine. I have a Machine Micro, but I was using the Machine MK2 before that. Did you guys saw the photos of the new Machine MK3? It looks crazy. I kind of want it, but I'll just wait until maybe a few things. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. I'm trying to just go through like some questions. Oh, I guess there's really no questions. A lot of fun things saying though. Please do a rhythm roulette. I wouldn't mind doing rhythm roulette. I think it would be a really big challenge for me. Here's my idea for rhythm roulette. They're gonna, instead of me being blindfolded in the beginning, I'm gonna see the records that I'm gonna pick, but then they're gonna blindfold me while I'm making the beat, and then I have to make the beat blindfolded. That's my rhythm roulette. What keeps you motivated? Honestly, it's hard to be motivated, especially when you have a lot of other interests. I know, like, in my early 20s, I kind of went through that obsession period of music where I was just cranking out music nonstop. But, like, when you have other interests in your personal life and just other interests in general in life, those things kind of I don't know the word I'm looking for. You have other interests basically, and you want to get into other things. So I've been making music for a long time, so it's always good to kind of take a break from things. But what keeps me motivated is other artists and other people, and just being self-motivated, just kind of kicking myself in the ass from time to time, saying that you got to do what you got to do, and that's kind of what keeps me motivated. Also, what keeps me motivated is trying to stay a little bit healthier. I'm getting a little bit older, so I have to kind of take a little bit more care of myself. That includes like eating a little bit better and and looking at life a little bit more positively. Honestly, that kind of keeps me motivated. If you're constantly focused on negative things, I know this is kind of like a cliche thing to say, but if you're constantly focused on like all the negative things in the world and the things that stress you out throughout the day, then you won't be motivated to create like cool stuff. What do you think about mainstream rap beats today? You know, it is what it is. I can understand why it's mainstream. I can, you know, things haven't really changed too much since I was growing up. I mean, cool. Definitely had cooler stuff when growing up, but you know, mainstream will always be the mainstream for a reason. I like maybe 25% of the beats. I mean, a lot of big name producers are, you know, still doing great things, and they're kind of not conforming, but, you know, like keeping up with the times, which is really cool. You know, I'm kind of stuck in like a certain era, I think. But anyway, do we have any Insta story questions? Sorry, neglecting. Let's see here. I'm gonna go from the beginning. This is the Insta story. Thanks guys for tuning in. This is weird. You're seeing my face. Is Nujabes an influence to you? I'll be completely honest with you guys. Nujabes is not heavily influenced by me. I know a lot of people kind of compare my sound to him, but I never really like followed his career. I mean, I listened to him, but it wasn't like a big thing. But not to say that he was not talented and influenced by a bunch of other people. Yeah. Good morning from Indonesia. Hey, Indonesia's in the house, man. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Cram function. What up, Charlie? He says, what up? Just not too many questions here. Disco Dave, BBB. Dope. Big ups from Virginia. Reppin' for the Filipinos. Trying, I guess. Okay. Kit Topher. He says, I got you on vocals. I'm going to put him on a vocoder. Trumpet? If I could play honestly, if I could play the trumpet, I would. I just can't play the trumpet. What type of Hydroflax do you use when you make beats? I'll be completely honest with you. I did not want to conform to the Hydroflax trend. I hated it because my girlfriend and all her sisters used it, and all my friends used Hydroflax, to the point where I was like, I do not want to use it because everybody's on it. And then I ended up I didn't buy one. I actually bought two for my girlfriend by accident, and I ended up keeping one. So yeah, I use a Hydroflax. It is the that lime one right there, Kit. What's good, Freddie? Been listening to you since Sky City. Thank you. Do you have a job outside producing? No, I do music full time now, which is I do like audio stuff as well. So let's see, is that it? Okay, I'm kind of like making this video like way too long. Okay, out of all the songs you produce, what does it take for you to release it? There's a lot of music you produce that's unavailable. Some stuff I just keep just for future projects. I know a lot of stuff does get unreleased, and then I keep a lot of stuff in folders for other artists too. I work with like a handful of indie artists, as well as a handful of bigger artists. Bigger artists meaning like people from like large labels that these are kind of like rookies for their labels, meaning like they're not, you know, like super big, but they're still part of like these huge basically labels, and they're just kind of like the rookie roster, and I give those beats to the rookies, so to speak, and then I license a lot of music, and then I keep a lot of music for myself. There's a lot of music that I actually don't share. I think Odyssey said it best when he said, what you do is you kind of look at your music like in a box or like a Tupperware container, and you fill you're constantly filling the box up with like music and beats and ideas until to the point where you can no longer, the box can't contain any of the music anymore, and that's the time when you should like release or put out an album. And that's kind of the ideal that I kind of like look at is I put all these beats into like a Tupperware container, and once the Tupperware container is starting to overflow is when I decide to release some stuff. But yeah, I think that is about it. Thanks again for tuning in. My Insta story says I only have like a minute remaining, so I'll put this up on YouTube as well. If you're following me on YouTube, and then the Facebook the video will get uploaded automatically. As you can see on the Facebook, you can see my lovely feet here, because I know there's a handful of people that just tuned in just to see these lovely feet. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. I'll come out with another audio podcast soon, probably by the end of this week. Just some cool stuff I wanted to talk about. I know it's kind of a new thing. You can follow me on SoundCloud there as well. I'll try to save the audio for this as well and put it up on SoundCloud. And then, sorry, I'm just rambling on. But thanks again for tuning in.